All right, come on in here, family. Come on in here. Come on in here. We know the NFL season, there are going to be more eyes than ever on this sport. Why? Because there's really more storylines than ever. But here's the most important storyline. What coaches, the leaders of the organizations, are under the most pressure? I'm going to tell you the top 5 coaches under the most pressure this upcoming season. The top 5. At number 5, for me, it is simple. Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel. Remember what he has and been as a player with the Patriots, but as a coach. 2 and 3 in the playoffs, had some phenomenal teams, won the division a couple times. Derrick Henry, been a beast. But the quarterback situation, he hasn't been able to figure out. Ryan Tannehill, Malik Willis, Will Levis, who's it going to be? For that reason, Mike Vrabel, 5th most pressure. Number 4, Arthur Smith. Now, Arthur Smith kind of flies under the radar as a Falcon. But what's interesting to me about Arthur Smith, it's been 2 years, man. What have we seen? We ain't seen enough. Furthermore, they drafted Bijan Robinson, a running back. Y'all know what they say about running backs. You're not supposed to take them in the top 10. Drafted Bijan Robinson in the top 10. I believe he is a dude, but Arthur Smith better make him into one, or Arthur Smith is going to be on the hot seat. At number 3, this is where it starts to get interesting. Brandon Staley of the Chargers. I like Coach Staley a lot. But remember, Justin Herbert, he has the halo around him. He's not going anywhere, which means other people got to go. Well, offensive coordinator just left this past season. They brought in Kellen Moore. Now the question is, who's next? If they struggle, they're going to be looking to move somebody. It better not be Brandon Staley, because that dude can coach. But the pressure is on him. At number 2, Bill Belichick. For me, it's got to be Bill Belichick. Without Tom Brady, y'all know what he is. He don't even be making the playoffs. He went once, and he got smacked around by the Buffalo Bills. It was a 30-point, ugly, hideous loss. Number 2, Bill Belichick. And number 1, we just talked about the man. Robert Saleh, coach for the Jets. You got a great defense. You bring in Aaron Rodgers. You need to bring in playoff wins. I got to bring in James Jones, because y'all have heard my list. But, Jay, what's yours? Coaches, most pressure.
That's a solid little list right there. For all my coaches, listen, it's time to win, and it's time to win right now. Like right now, all right? And number 5, look, Dennis Allen.
It's a good name.
You get your young quarterback that you drafted in Derek Carr to come over there with a really good football team. They had 10 losses last year.
Wait a second. Remind me of that. I have not thought of that until this moment. Dennis Allen was with Derek Carr in 2013.
When he got drafted, they drafted Derek Carr. Dennis Allen was the head football coach of the Oakland Raiders at the time. So you got your guy to come over there to New Orleans. Everybody say this is a great fit. It is time to win. 10 losses last year. That's the worst since 2005. If Dennis Allen don't turn this thing around, Tom Brady is out of the division. This is your division to win. Dennis Allen, it's time to go right now. And then Ron Rivera, right? You get Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator, to come over there to get this offense rolling. You've had really good defenses. It's time to compete in that NFC East over there and get this thing turned around. Okay. Ron Rivera ain't been a winning coach since he was in Carolina. That's a long time ago. It's time to get some W's over there and get to that playoff.
Surprised me at 3. It surprised me.
Why?
Because Kevin Stefanski is a winning coach in Cleveland. They haven't had a coach with a winning record in 3 years since 1988. Cleveland Browns have not had a coach with a winning record after 3 seasons since 1988. And this man, 26 and 24, 2020, he was the coach of the year, and he's under pressure?
The pressure is because you done had Baker Mayfield. You done had quarterbacks that can't get the job done. Jacoby Brissett, right? Now you give a guy 200 plus guaranteed M's to come over there. You're an offensive-minded guru, right? It's time to go right now, right? Last year, down year, you could say quarterback play and all that. This is your 2nd year with Deshaun Watson. It is time to go. If Kevin Stefanski don't get this thing rolling, I'm telling you right now, he is going to be out of there, and somebody else is going to be in there.
Okay, I had Brandon Staley at 3. You have him at 2. Why?
Well, number 1, he a defensive-minded coach?
The defensive-minded coach.
Say it again, defensive-minded?
Defensive-minded
Okay, because the last time I checked, this defense been terrible, right? You talking about 22nd? Sure. Then 23rd in total defense. That ain't too good for a defensive-minded head coach. Okay. And then you want to kind of chime in on the offense and keep going for it on 4th down and putting your defense in bad situations. Okay. Right? But you know what? You said that's cool because I'm going to back up off the offense. I'm going to bring in Kellen Moore.
His records have gotten better each and every year. So how in the world is he under pressure if he's getting better?
Listen, you only as good as your last game, right? last time they stepped on the field.
He's not wrong.
I don't know what it was, 40, 30, 20. They gave it up to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And once again, he's a what, coach?
He's a defensive.
So how is you blowing leads like that? Listen, if you do that again and your defense is at the bottom of the pack again and you don't win a playoff game again this year, as much as we love you, B. Staley, it's a wrap.
Take me to number one.
Listen, Robert Salah, I see we agree on the number one. Listen, it's just expectation. The expectation is high. You are a quarterback away from being in the playoffs, winning the Super Bowl.
Yep.
At least that's what everybody say, right?
Us.
You have this defense rolling, a lot of young stars on this defense, and then you bring in AR-12. So for me, it's the expectations. The ownership, everybody has given you everything you want, Salah. You saying this what you need, we gonna go do it, right? So now you gotta pay them boys off, and you gotta get this thing done, and it has to turn into wins, and we gonna be able to find out because they on Hard Knocks. So we gonna see what you doing.
Robert Saleh is a name you will hear a lot on this show. Joy, what name will you speak, coach under the most pressure?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Robert Saleh also. Yeah, he was already under pressure even if Aaron wasn't there. I mean, they've won 11 games under him. They've been really bad. And for the Jets, that's hard to do, to be worse than the Jets already are, to keep that tradition alive, and they're doing it. So now you have Aaron Rodgers, a first ballot Hall of Famer, 4-time NFL MVP. You got to win now. The expectations, you're getting mentioned in Super Bowl contender conversations. We're saying that if you don't make the playoffs, it's a failure. Some people are saying, if you don't make the AFC Championship game, it's a failure.
She's right.
I don't know who those people are, but
Expectations.
some of them are out here saying that. So he absolutely has a lot of pressure on him, and Hard Knocks is going to add to that. Really, I think Hard Knocks is going to add more pressure to Robert Saleh than it is to Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron is a made man. He don't have to be real bad. He don't have to be Russell Wilson bad to have this. I mean,
yeah, we gonna hope that ain't.
I don't think it will be, but it will land on Robert Saleh if it's not a success this year.
Yeah, Robert Saleh's an easy pick. I'm going to go off the board though. I'm going to go with Josh McDaniels in Las Vegas for a multitude of reasons. Yes.
Josh
says the former Raider. Look, 6-11 last year. Already had a run in Denver, wasn't successful. Got his guy Jimmy G. They put everything on Derek Carr, right? He was the scapegoat for what happened last year.
Very true.
Now you got Jimmy G coming in. There's questions about his health and his injury and all that, but for where McDaniels is, and where the Raiders are, this is the first time I've ever thought of the Raiders as being somewhat insignificant.
There we go. I was about to say.
Picture.
Well, I was like, what's he gonna say?
Right?
Yeah, lost.
Irrelevant. In Vegas, you've got the Golden Knights, for those who are not familiar, NHL Stanley Cup winners. You got the Oakland A's coming to town. You got a big brand new stadium.
Don't forget the Aces.
Yeah, don't forget about WNBA champs now.
And the WNBA and the Aces, right. But
everybody winning.
There's competition, right? And it's the first time, now, even when the Raiders were in Oakland, they weren't necessarily winning. You were always paying attention to them. You were always like, when are they going to turn the corner? And it doesn't feel like that right now. And I would say if McDaniels doesn't get it done this year and loses this job, I'm not sure he gets another crack at being a head coach.
He shouldn't. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. He already got a crack with the Broncos. Didn't draft well. Didn't coach well.
Pump fake the Colts.
But exactly. Pump fake the Colts hard. Kept dribbling. Ended up with the Raiders. We will see. Cannot wait for this upcoming season. Cannot wait for this upcoming conversation.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.